Hello, you are listening to WHCM 88.3 FM, Palatine, Illinois, a broadcast station of Harper College and its Board of Trustees. It is time for Streaming Verse with, I need to find a way to say this, with me, Chris. Nina is not here this evening, so Erin has graciously decided to jump in, fill in for Nina, and be part of the show for today. I have issues. Just want to make sure I remind you before we dive into anything that the thoughts and ideas presented on the show are our own and not necessarily representative of the opinions of WHCM, Harper College, or its Board of Trustees. And of course, on the board, we have Caroline, the board master over there, doing her thing. Always appreciated. I like the fact that I got you talking for the Lego episode a little bit, so, I'm going to have to find more things to do to get you, jumping in and yelling at us. So, just to make sure that we're all on the same page, you can listen to us on 88.3 FM. You can find us on harperradio.com, and we are also on YouTube Live. So if you'd like to join in the conversation live, head on over to YouTube Live and look for the Harper Radio channel. And then set a reminder for yourself so that you can get a pop-up when the show goes on, just like we did once we went on, because Erin follows us.
I do.
And normally gets the reminder.
I love it.
So Erin, what have you been streaming?
I finally finished both The Accountant and The Accountant 2. All in one.
And?
It was great. So I loved Anna Kendrick in the first one.
Yeah, she was amazing.
I missed her in the second one, actually. I was thinking, I'm like, kind of missing her. I don't know what they would have done with her, but...
I almost want to see if there's a third one that she comes back.
Right.
That's like what I thought when it ended. I'm like, if there's a third one, I want to see Anna Kendrick come back.
I'm glad it's not just me. I want her back. And then I really enjoyed in the second one and exploring the brother relationship.
The brother relationship was so good when they were which is such kind of a trope when it comes to seeing guys chatting sometimes on top of an RV.
Yes.
I've seen that often, and they're actually trying to have a brotherly conversation, and they're both odd ducks enough that it works. Mm-hmm. So that was good. I like that.
Yes.
And how about the cat distribution system? Were you all on board with that?
The cat distribution.
It's one of my favorite parts of that movie. It's male violence and cat distribution system.
Yeah, I thought that was really funny. From the get-go, he's trying to get a pet, and I'm like, oh, he's trying to fill a void. Yes,
that's true. With what you do, you're like, oh, let me analyze him.
Oh, I know. Because in that moment, he's, doing his job, and he's like, well, by the way, I need to check up on my pet status here.
Yeah, that was so cute. He was trying to adopt a dog, so he kept phoning in to see, what the status was and picking up the dog, and it's so funny when him and his brother are chatting. It's like, you don't have the lifestyle for a dog. You have the lifestyle for a cat. And I'm like, yes, he does. That makes total sense.
No, I thought that was interesting that he was trying to get a dog, and I'm like, when are you gonna have time? That was the first thought that came to my mind. I'm like, dude, why are you getting a puppy?
It just kind of proves the point that, even in real life, people don't realize what they're doing when they get pets.
Right.
They don't think about it. Dogs, because part of me would love a dog, truly. But I also know with my schedule and getting up to go swim already at 4:45 some mornings, I don't want to get up at 4:15 and walk a dog.
No.
Especially in the winter here, it's not going to happen.
No. So I loved he wanted to hold the cat at the end.
Yes.
No, not your turn.
But it's okay. I don't know if you noticed it, but the cat was in several points in the movie, where all the kids were, the cat was there.
Oh, I missed that.
Yeah, the cat was actually weaving in through the movie a little bit. It was more than just at the very end. We saw the cat earlier in the movie. Well, I'm a cat person, and it was an orange cat, so I was like, cat!
I remember seeing it, but I didn't make the connection until just now. Like, they were trying to get you to think cat.
Yes.
But, like, at the end, you're like, well, yeah, there's a cat. Like, of course. But no, I didn't make the connection throughout.
I did. Again, I'm a cat person. So, well, I've been asking people that I know, like you normally do, and Chastity does as well, lets us know what they've been streaming so that we can talk about it and share on the show. So Nick shared with me earlier what he and Hannah, his wife, have been streaming, and they started Poker Face, which makes me so happy. I love Poker Face so much, which is on Peacock, and Seattle Storm games. I did not ask which team that. I think that's basketball. I'm so sports related.
I like how you...
I know. Here's a basketball. They bounce up and down. And Hannah has been listening to Octavia Butler audiobooks. And he also has finished one, There.
Interesting. I've
So
heard
that's
she's
what they went
had
up to.
some good audiobooks.
Yeah, she actually has a series that only had one season on Hulu. I forget what it was called, but it was like time travel. And they went
Yeah.
back to times when they were slaves, and it's a white man married to a black woman, so it was a very interesting little dynamic happening. But it made me want to read the book, which I haven't done yet. So I'm just going to be honest right there.
I've done that.
It's like, yeah, that's it. But speaking of Poker Face, so season 2, the last episode aired today.
Oh.
So have you watched Poker Face?
I haven't, but I know you keep mentioning it,
I
so
love
now...
Poker Face so much. It's basically Columbo. Even the font on the series is like a 70s font. You know, when like the name of the show and the credits and everything, which is awesome. And they have an older car. It's this Barracuda, like probably from the 70s. And a lot of 70s themes and even nods to Columbo, especially this season, which is just so much fun. And it's not one of those shows that it's like, well, that's not realistic. Well, no, it doesn't matter. It's fun. And the main character, Charlie, she can tell if someone is lying and calls them out on it. So with the ending, I'm going to share a scene, but I'm not going to give away no spoilers in this other than this one scene. It has nothing to do with the show. So at the end of the episode for today, she looks at this FBI agent that's been helping her throughout the series. Like he comes in and helps, the stories, combine. And she goes, "That's really good for 2 people under 5'5". And he goes, "I'm 5'7". And she's just been through a lot. So instead of her normal phrase that she says, which I can't say in the radio show, she goes, "I'll allow it," which I just thought was hysterical because I say I'll allow it to people for like things that I have no control over, but she was just not going to say that he lied because she was like, "Okay, I'll allow it. It's fine that you just lied because you're not
Right.
over 5'5". That was so funny. But yeah, like you said, I always talk about Poker Face, and it is was it Natasha Lyonne is the main actress, and a lot of famous people or well-known people want to be part of the show.
Oh, okay.
Because Justin Theroux, the actor, I always get the Prime Minister of Canada. I don't know what his name is, but it's something similar. Huh? Trudeau. Okay, but isn't the actor's Justin Theroux or something? Yeah, right?
I know
okay,
who
thank
you're
you,
talking
Caroline.
about, yeah.
So he was in this episode, and I think his name is Simon Hedberg. He was in The Big Bang Theory. He's in the FBI agent through the series, and you don't see him on screen, but Steve Buscemi is doing a voice bit on it. A lot of it's amazing, and it's just a fun show.
Wow.
Fun. What else have you been streaming?
Okay. I'm going to talk about it because I know I'm upset, but I also enjoyed it.
Okay.
So I watched Sandman. It's controversial, but I also do enjoy the content. So it was very good. The first part is out now, so there's 6 episodes. Another 6 come in like 2 weeks, and then July 31st will be like the final solo episode.
Was it always supposed to be 2 seasons, or do you think it got canceled early?
Oh, it got canceled early.
Okay. Alrighty.
Mm-hmm. You can kind of tell too. They're like, well, now we're just gonna shove all these storylines into this last season, which is kind of a bummer because, yeah, like we've talked about, like some of the greatest works are created by some of the most terrible people.
Yeah.
Which is a bummer. But yeah, so kind of like, you know, the whole Harry Potter issue coming up here. But no, I enjoyed the show. The actors are great. You have LGBTQ representation. And also just some really interesting, like, fantasy concepts. Like, there's, like, at one point, there's a character where it's just a box. You talk to a box.
That's interesting. He is very, Neil Gaiman is very creative. To be fair, but you know, also flawed.
Yeah. So it was good though. I did finish the last one today, so I'm like interested.
You just powered through those.
I did, but honestly, that was slow for me because I had things to do.
You're so funny.
This is what happens when you like. So what I do is I wake up and I like watch things while I do other things in the morning. So that's what happened, and yeah.
Yep. So I, because I'm at the point right now where there's nothing I really want to get into, like series wise. Like I go, oh, that's too serious and I don't feel like it, or oh, that's too that and I don't feel like it. So I decided to start watching War Games. And for those of you, Nina mentioned War Games because there's a quote in War Games that she heard in a different series that she mentioned on the show. War Games is a movie, and I'm trying to get the year, from 1983. It was a big hit and apparently very influential, which I did not realize at the time, with Matthew Broderick as the main star with Ali Sheedy. And when the scene opened up, I was kind of taken aback because, and of course now I have to like find Michael Madsen. He is an actor who recently passed away. He was in it, and I didn't realize it because of course he was newer at the time. It was 1983. Another actor who was in The West Wing was in it, but it's a good movie if you haven't seen it. And actually, I have to say I'm probably about a third of the way through, and I don't feel any cringe. I don't feel that it seems, I mean, it's dated, but it doesn't have a dated feeling to it. I mean, it's about a time period, so it works.
Okay.
Do you know what I mean? Like, they didn't try to be
Modern.
futuristic.
Oh, futuristic.
Because it's 1983.
Okay.
They were making a movie about what could be happening in the next 2 or 3 years.
Okay.
So, you know what I mean? So it wasn't like an 80s movie where you see stuff where it's like, okay, that never happened because that's not the way we end up going with technology. Do you know what War Games is about?
No, I was looking it up right now.
So I'll share because I really think people should watch this because it's really good. Although now that I'm saying it out loud, I forget which streaming platform I was watching it on.
I see MGM Plus.
Yes, it was MGM Plus because I do have that.
Yeah.
So it is about a kid who is, they said hacker, but this is before there were hackers, which is interesting, but they were evolving around this time. So he was a hacker, so like he would go in and change his grades, he would go in this, well, there's this new company coming out with games, so he tries to go through their back door to play their games before they get released. Only he instead goes to NORAD and starts playing global thermonuclear war with the machine that has just recently been put in charge of the bombs.
Oh my goodness.
So that's what the show's about and the movie is about. And like I said, so far I think it holds up. So
Okay.
I would recommend everyone watch it if you have the chance or the opportunity.
Huh.
And a lot of, good people are in it too in terms of like acting and all that stuff. But what I did read as I was, going through, of course, IMDb and checking out facts is that, God, I forget Reagan was the president at the time. They actually implemented things because of this movie. They're like, oh, maybe we should do this. Oh, because they hadn't thought about people attack. The internet wasn't really the internet at this point. You know what I mean?
Right. It wasn't.
The floppy disks were like 45s. They were huge at this point. Like watching them with that floppy disk, it was crazy. Because that was the first iteration of floppy disks before they became the little floppy disks. But we didn't really have the internet. If you had a computer, more than likely you were either part, a newbie like him in terms of like breaking into it, or you were a student in computer science. You weren't at home on your computer in 1983.
No.
Yeah, it was it. So the whole hacking idea hadn't evolved at that point. The access to other people's passwords, because you didn't really worry about your password back then. So that's when they started having these thoughts like, oh, we should start worrying about things like this, like passwords.
What a time.
Which is just funny because now like we're on double, triple authentication at this point.
Oh, I know. It's insane. You got to have like a password app and all that.
Exact. Oh yeah, you do.
Authenticator.
What were you going to say?
Oh, no, I was like, it kind of, I don't know why it makes me think, I think because I see Soviet Union mentioned, it just makes me think of the Tetris movie. But I think just because Soviet Union is mentioned. I don't know if you saw the Tetris movie.
I did not, but I did want to. And thank you for mentioning that, because maybe I will after I finish War Games.
No.
Because it'd be a nice, interesting comparison anyway.
It is interesting. It's like about, I'm guessing you might know, but for those who don't, it's about how, it's slightly exaggerated, especially near the end, which you will see, but it's about how the rights of Tetris came to Nintendo, because it originally was created in the Soviet Union.
Gotcha.
So they're very like, we're not giving you the rights to our game, and it's kind of wild, like how it came to be. They kind of do a little exaggeration near the end because we have to be dramatic, but overall it's pretty like, this is how, it happened. So that's a great movie. It just made me think it's like 80s video game, Soviet Union.
Right.
Tetris.
Yeah, no, thank you for that reminder. I'm going to give you this,
Ooh, yes.
but I'm going to say a couple things before I let you do. We're going to let Erin read a PSA today. We're going to let her.
We'll see if I can
see how this goes. You are
permission.
listening to WHCM 88.3 FM, Palatine, Illinois, a broadcast station of Harper College and its Board of Trustees. This is Streaming Verse here on WHCM, Monday and Thursdays at 7 p.m. And you can always check out everything online and our schedule at harperradio.com. All right, Erin, take it away with your PSA.
So, the Harper College Music Department proudly presents the 5th annual Summer Concert Series.
She's learning it's harder than it looks.
Yes. The series is free, open to the public, and will feature a local bands and Harper College ensembles. Man, how do you guys do this? Concerts begin at 7:30 p.m. most Thursdays and will highlight a wide range of genres, including indie rock, jazz, soul, and folk. Concert goers are encouraged to bring lawn chairs or blankets, as seating is not provided. For a full schedule, please visit events.harpercollege.edu. They are held at the Ender Outdoor Pavilion outside Building D. Looks like the next one is, do we talk about today's?
Yeah, we can talk about today. So if there is one today, who is it supposed to be?
Edgar Gabriel String Shredders. That sounds cool.
I don't know, because it started raining when we came in, so that might have been moved indoors.
Oh.
So if you don't see it outside and you're driving in to come to that, I think it was in Building A last time when it got moved indoors. Because we heard them warming up.
Yeah, and then next week will be the Harper Guitar Legacy Concert.
All right. Good job.
Yeah, thank you.
You did it.
I just had to know.
I know, it's so funny because don't think people realize just how challenging this can be to
in the moment.
In the moment, right? Because you really have to learn how to read without thinking.
Yes.
It's kind of like typing, because typing used to be like when you took typing classes. Do you guys, did you ever
Mavis
take
Beacon.
what?
The Mavis Beacon program, where you
Okay.
have to like type as it is on the screen.
Okay.
So it's like how you learn typing when I was in grade school.
I was going to say, I had no technology when I took typing. So, Caroline, how did you learn how to type?
I don't think we were taught. I think we were just expected to know.
So, do you know the whole QWERTY system? Like,
Yeah.
wow, you do from, I
The
would guess.
Mavis Beacon.
Yeah, so we, of course, it was a stand with a piece of paper is how I had to learn how to type. And how they teach you, and you have to tell me if they teach it differently in yours, you had to look at it and not look at your fingers and keep typing. And even if you made a mistake, you couldn't stop. You had to keep going. Do you know how hard that is for my brain? I was horrible at learning how to type. But I learned it. And now I'm a really fast typer. So it's not that it didn't work. It just didn't work for me to get a good grade. That's the best way to put it.
So in computer class, you would use the Mavis Beacon program, and you would have to use the home keys, which are like your QWERTY,
Yeah.
like whatever. And you would, like, they'd be watching Mr. Hilger, whoever you had at the time at St. Peter, and you would have to type, and Mavis Beacon would notice. It would depend on the difficulty level. So like if it was a hard level, like you couldn't backspace. So if you made the mistake, that was it. You had to
Okay.
keep going. But like easy level, you could use backspace and correct
Okay.
yourself. And
Backspace.
yeah.
Sorry, from when I learned, no backspace. Go on.
Oh no, but at a certain point, if you got caught looking down enough times, they would put like a block over your keyboard so you couldn't look at your hands. No, so I guess it makes sense nowadays, like kids just know how to type.
So do you know what QWERTY is if we say QWERTY?
No.
Okay, I want you to look at the keyboard in front of you. I want you to look at the Q.
She has a name.
Q, W.
Oh.
Your keyboard has a name.
We got to be part of you learning something new today. Thank you for letting us be part of it.
Yes.
We just did that as one of our positive thoughts was, 10,000 people learned something new.
That was cool to watch.
Yes.
I love teaching that.
Yeah, so that's what they always called it, the QWERTY system, because of the way that's spelled out.
Because there's different keyboards out there. So you had to specify, I'm using the QWERTY keyboard.
So yay, that was fun.
Yes.
Yeah, it's interesting how far typing's gone. And I thought this back when I was in school, because again, I learned on old typewriters where you had the whiteout. This is why whiteout was invented.
Yes.
And once you made a mistake, in some cases before whiteout, you had to throw that piece of paper away. I mean, and so you part of the steno pool and you got really good at it. But I always felt like, and even for your experience, it should never have been a graded activity. It should have been pass-fail. Like, did you make the attempt to learn it? Because, within 2 or 3 years, I was a typing speed demon type person. But at the time, it was really hard for my brain because I'm like, I just screwed up, and then all my brain would do is go, you screwed up, you messed up. And it's like, ah! But I mean, my boss, he also gave me typing lessons because I did in high school, and then I did do it again as a college thing. But he was the one who sent me to typing class, and so it got to the point where I could type, and then you don't even read it, because you're just typing the letters. You don't see the words, you see the letters.
Right.
If that and just like, I don't know what I'm typing.
No, it doesn't.
Could be nuclear codes. I have no clue.
It didn't sink in for me until we got a computer in our house and I was sending emails to my cousin every day. That's how I got good at typing.
Right. Once you
So-
start going, you get it. Like, I really want to see Caroline type now, though.
We're gonna like
Just because I want to see what somebody who didn't learn that way, like, do you do it differently? Because
Right.
we're taught because do you know those little bumps on the keyboards?
Yeah.
That's your home keys.
Yeah, like we were taught.
We should have a whole typing class right now. This could be so much fun. And like, what do we remember from typing class?
I feel aged.
Yeah, so certain fingers have to go to certain keys. So you start in your home, and only your thumbs do space bars.
And you go
Yeah.
back and-
Yeah. I figured that one's like kind of a given.
Like it just fits.
So, all right, so back to Streaming Verse now
Yes.
that we've had typing chat. So today we don't really have a topic. We're just going to talk about stuff we've both watched.
Yes, and there have been things that we both watched. It's a beautiful thing.
And I'm going to start with one that I want to start with.
Which one?
Sinners.
Yes.
Because I was so upset watching Sinners. So this episode may have spoilers, but there are no spoilers at the same time, in my mind.
Chris wants everyone to know what happened so that the same thing doesn't happen to you.
Exactly. So people have been talking about how good Sinners is. Moto Matt was on and talked about how good Sinners was on the show.
Yeah, where is he?
Our advisor was like, "Oh, Sinners is really good." One of the other academic types from the radio station, academic types, also said Sinners was really good. So I'm like, okay, I'm gonna watch Sinners. So Sinners is now available on streaming. It's on Max, which is now HBO Max. The app has been updated. Yep, it took a while because they changed their name back like a couple months ago or a month ago. But I noticed this week
It was
it's
a
back.
July 1st official date. Yeah.
So now the app now says HBO Max again. But I'm watching the movie and it's fine. I'm enjoying it. This is Michael B. Jordan and other people. I can't think of anyone's name off the top of my head.
Haley Steinfeld.
Yes, Haley Steinfeld, who Nina would love.
Yes, she was great.
Yep. A lot of other people, some people I recognize, some people I don't know who they are. But.
Yeah, like I recognize their faces, but I couldn't put a name to them.
And Nina has seen it too, by the way, so everyone knows it. So yeah, she liked the one female who performed one of the songs.
Oh, was it during the punching scene?
Yes. Yeah. So I'm watching Sinners, and it's a great movie. There's a lot of like about the Jim Crow era and things that are happening, and there's these two twin brothers who want to buy a juke joint, and they want to like start a business, have bands and sell food, start making some money, come back to their community. So there's some great things here. So I'm watching it. And 42 minutes in, nothing suspicious has really happened yet except for the KKK, but we expected this with Jim Crow era. And then all of a sudden, the sci-fi part happens, and I'm not going to say specifically. And then another 10 minutes happens. I'm like, I'm watching Till Dusk Till Dawn. Why did nobody tell me that this is from Dusk Till Dawn?
Because it was socially agreed upon all the moviegoers.
Not to tell me.
Not to tell Chris about the sci-fi part, and that we weren't going to tell you it was Dusk Till Dawn. I mean, I never seen Dusk Till Dawn, but I had it accidentally spoiled for me. I don't remember how, but I was like, okay, so like no more spoilers from here on out. But honestly, what more can you spoil? But
and I knew there was a sci-fi element. That I knew. I knew something was gonna, like you said, werewolves, vampires, something was gonna pop up.
Right.
Who knows? But sci-fi was definitely gonna be there.
Mm-hmm. So, but that was like the thing was like everyone who saw it was like, okay, we can't tell the secret because people went into the theater without knowing about the sci-fi element.
Okay.
So people were going in who didn't like horror movies and were like, oh my gosh.
Yeah, so here's me watching it going, okay, all right, interesting. I know something's going to happen, because again, I'm prepared. And then I'm like, I've seen this movie before.
Yeah.
And I kind of didn't like it for like 15 minutes because I'm like...
Oh, not bad. I thought it was longer.
It actually was longer. I was trying to be gracious. And for those who don't know, Dusk Till Dawn is actually a really good movie. It was one of... I don't know if it's his first one that he wrote, Quentin Tarantino. It came out in 1996, and it starred George Clooney and Harvey Keitel. Juliette Lewis and Quentin Tarantino himself made an appearance, and Selma Hayek.
Ooh, okay.
This is what Nina said.
Selma Hayek got my attention.
Yeah. Selma Hayek and apparently Quentin Tarantino had designs on Selma Hayek's feet. because he has a foot fetish.
Oh, okay.
It's well known. Like, this is nothing that's like anything.
I didn't know that.
Yeah,
but
well,
okay.
have you ever seen Once Upon a Time in Hollywood?
Yeah, okay.
And her feet up? Which is
yeah. Okay.
Everything will make sense to you now.
Yeah, it
Rewatch
does.
all Quentin Tarot things and they will make sense. But yeah, so it's the same plot, but a different delivery method.
Okay.
As does. So the two movies are the same. And so I want everyone to know. But I love the ending, and if you do watch it, you
Yeah.
have to watch it past the credits twice.
You have to watch till the past the credits.
And there's such a payoff with the credits.
Yes.
It was amazing. I did love, and those 90s outfits
Love them.
killed me. I'm like, this is Fresh Prince of Bel-Air type
It
sweater or
is.
Cosby type sweater. And they both looked the part. It was
Right.
amazing.
No, they pulled it off.
So did you have any thoughts? I know I've just really gone deep on From Dust Till
No,
Dawn.
you went through you felt your anger. You've been heard.
But nobody told me.
So I was like, I feel, Chris, that you missed like the different color aspects. Like, did you hear the music?
The music was great. What do you mean the different color?
So they focused a lot on 3 different colors, which was red, white, and blue, not from an American flag aspect. So one of the brothers wore red to show
Yes.
that like he was very hot-headed, and the other wore blue because he was calm.
Oh. Smokestack.
Smokestack. And then it also kind of represented how their endings were going to be. So the one that wore red went out in like a hail of gunfire.
Gotcha.
Kind of. And then the other one chose to just go. Like, I'm just gonna exit. So like it predicts their endings in a way. Sorry for the spoilers, guys, but you were warned. And then the white, like, the one brother that had the child,
Yes.
like his girlfriend or whoever, like she was wearing white at the end, and like there was symbolism
Yes.
in that. And a lot of other, like the church was white. A lot of the buildings were white. There's like a lot of symbolism in that I was looking up. So yeah, there's like importance to the colors. I also almost lost it. Like the song was really great, the Irish
yeah.
song, but I almost lost it because I'm like, it was just such a switch for my brain going from the blues
No, yeah.
to
What's happening right now?
for now switching to Irish music. But I didn't realize the director has an Irish name, even though he's African American. So there's a lot of, he said there's like a lot of love for Irish music in his family. So I guess it,
So that's why he tied that in.
yeah, and like the oppression of Irish people. So there's like a lot of parallels that he could draw from.
Makes sense. Did you know you're listening to WHCM 88.3 FM, Palatine, Illinois, a broadcast station of Harper College and its Board of Trustees? This is Streaming Verse with Chris, Sans, Nina, Erin, and Caroline. The thoughts and ideas presented on the show are our own, not necessarily representative of the opinions of WHCM, Harper College, or its Board of Trustees. Streaming Verse is on Mondays and Thursdays at 7 p.m.
Woohoo.
I did want to say, too, about Sinners, that there is a character, her name is Grace, in the show.
Yeah.
She does the cooking, and she made signs or something. She's also Grace in Evil.
Oh, no
I recognized her
way.
immediately. I'm like, ah! And she was Grace in Evil, too. All right, which one do you want to talk about next?
I forget what was on our list already.
I have Sirens, The Daily, and The Bear.
Oh, that's hard. Let's do Sirens, actually.
Okay.
Oh, that's on. I don't know why, but just excited.
Sirens is on Netflix. I just thought I'd set people up.
No, that one was fun. The contrasts, a lot of pastels.
Yes.
So many pastels.
Very pastel. Well, it's, Nina and I talked about it briefly last week, but it's set. Did you listen to the show? You listened to the show.
Yes.
But for everyone else, Sirens looks like it might be a Ginny and Georgia type thing, but it is so not. And it is based on a play, and the play was based on the playwrights somewhere at Martha Vineyard. So it definitely has the pastels. It almost is like a F. Scott Fitzgerald type, color schemey. Yeah, with it's like, oh, we are regal and we have color schemes. But I thought it was going to be at first very, Real Housewives. And
okay.
it was, it wasn't at all. Obviously there's weird things happening. There's people screaming for no reason and a drunk woman, but who keeps saying she's sober, which is hysterical.
She is not. You knew what drew me to it, because I was very upset at the end. But as you could tell,
Yeah.
I still powered through it because I was sucked in all the same.
Yeah. So do you think there was actual mysticism in it or any gods?
I think they tried, and if they were going for it, it didn't quite hit.
Right.
Like,
It's almost like they more wanted us to think there was than there actually was.
because there was absolutely no mysticism going on. They just tried to allude to it, but it was all just straight up symbolism.
Yeah.
And not actual anything going on.
No. But it was an excellent miniseries, though.
Yes. People are asking for a season 2, and I'm like, just leave it.
I know. People need to stop doing that. Apparently, and I never know with some of these things if this is real or not, just because there's so much fake stuff on the internet, that there might be a season 4 of Ted Lasso, and I'm really upset about it. I keep seeing things, yep, it's been greenlit. I'm like, please don't greenlit that.
No.
But yet, Poker Face, which has not been given a season 3 yet, yes, we need a season 3. But there's only been 2 seasons, and they've done, and I'm sorry, I'm going back to Poker Face, but they've done such an excellent job. Well, the first one, she's being chased the whole time. That's why she has to keep going from town to town. The second one, she kind of had her freedom until she didn't.
Okay.
And now she doesn't have her freedom again. So we're going to get to see the town to town thing again, which I think is a great way of changing it up, but still being the exact same show.
Right.
Which
It's
is
all in the
awesome.
writing.
It truly is.
No, and that's why, Sirens had a perfect story, where it's concluded. We don't need to see what happens after. There's no need.
Nope. Because it's only going to be the same thing with different people, and
Right.
we don't need that.
I don't
It's
need
done.
to repeat.
You and I have not talked about this.
What's that?
You are now listening to The Daily.
Yes.
Whenever it's not an episode from something else. So The Daily is a podcast by the New York Times, which I actually subscribe to. But yet I have not figured out, let me go on camera.
It's their trouble.
I have not yet figured out how to tie my subscription to the podcast so that I don't have to listen to the stupid ads all the time.
Oh.
So I'm a little frustrated. And plus, you can only go 3 episodes back. Well, I have a subscription. I should be
You
able to get
should.
all the episodes. So I have to
Okay.
figure that out this weekend because it's getting annoying. So the main host, who has taken a step back, it seems like, because he's not hosting all of them, and they're putting Modern Love in there. They're putting other, things in there for that. Mike Barbaro
It's hosting.
is hosting. It's Tuesday, February 19th. Yeah, he talks like that, Caroline, and it's so annoying. There are subreddits talking about how people love this podcast and cannot stand it. And it is, but besides Michael Barbaro, have you noticed that the theme music for it kind of sounds similar to some of the music in Practical Magic?
Let me look that up really quick because I have a theory.
Because there's this one part where I always think, oh, this is like Practical Magic, which I have the soundtrack for, so
Of course.
I've listened to it a million times. Because I knew you liked Practical Magic when you
Yes,
told
I
Nina she
love-
had to watch it.
Yes, I love that movie.
But the Daily is very informative. So if you're looking for information, they obviously have some bias, but at the same time, the podcasts do have interviews with people from opposing views. So they're not just bringing on people who believe the more liberal. They actually had somebody like the head of NATO
Yeah, and
who's
they
very pro-Trump.
had the Alaska lady on. That's
Alaska
not
lady?
very
Yeah.
specific, but
Yeah, so I mean, at least they definitely are attempting it.
I have nothing for the soundtrack.
Okay.
The internet is not helpful. But they always say his name at the end. Was it Dan Powell or something?
Mm-hmm.
And there's John Powell, who does Harry Potter and Star Wars.
Oh, one of the ads I did like, though. I thought this was good. So, if you do listen to the Daily, and if you're like me, you're wondering, how is this available Monday morning at like 6 a.m. or 5 a.m.? I'm not sure when it loads.
I can tell you it's between 4:30 and 5 a.m.
Okay, she knows. Erin knows.
because I'm up so early.
And I'm always like, who's working overnight? Well, nobody.
I love
Because all
that
the
ad.
editing is done in London when it's their working time, which I was so impressed with because they're utilizing resources appropriately. Instead of going, we have to do this in America and it has to be done overnight, and who's going to take the job of editing overnight when you're tired and you're not going to be listening to little nuances like, his hums drive me crazy because they're so judgy. But yeah, that's a guy in London, which I thought was very cool when I found that out. So while they're working Sundays, they're not necessarily working, overnight. Someone else is doing all the editing, which was very cool.
No, I wanted to bring that up as well because I know they were like asking for subscriptions or donations. I was like, I don't care because they just gave me the most valuable information, which was how this job gets done.
Right.
I like that.
Yes.
So if they continue to do so, I won't complain. I want to know how this all gets put together.
Yeah.
That's cool.
But it's a lot of things, and even when the floods happened in Texas, they had an episode about something else, but they put in the first 10 minutes with information about what was happening in
Yes.
Texas, and they tend to do that a lot. But it's a very good source of information, and they're not that long. I think the longest, unless it's one of
35.
the interviews, because there's one called it's another podcast called The Interview that they'll put in place of the Daily at times. That one's longer, but they're like 30, 35 minutes at the most. Sometimes even shorter, which is like, yes. Well, sometimes it's just like, I don't need this much information.
No, and some of the topics are hard because you're,
Yes.
got to digest them. But that's the point of, when I first asked you about, what do you listen to digest all this information, and you recommended the Daily, I was like, this is perfect for me because I joke with my dad especially because he watches 3 to 4 different news sources. I'm like, I don't want that. That's too much for me. But I joke with him, I'm like, I'm now informed. I know about that. I had my 30 to 35 minute podcast for today, and I know what I'm doing.
I know enough.
Yeah, exactly. I know just enough.
I'm paying attention.
I don't feel overwhelmed by 20 different news sources. It's been digested for me.
Right. It's like, this is good enough. Not needing everything. Well, it's almost time to wrap up the show, and I don't have a positive thought, so let's just talk about the bear for 30 seconds.
Yes. Because the bear is
The
positive.
bear is wonderful. I am so upset and renewed.
Yes.
And renewed for another season. Yay.
Yes.
A lot of haters though with the
I
bear, which is
know.
I find fascinating. Do you watch the bear? No. Caroline's a hater. No, I'm just
She's got nothing to say. She's like,
Not the attention span.
But it's a lot of talking. It's it's a lot of emotional development. It's a lot of soul searching, and in about a kitchen, there's that aspect of it too, and also business, like the whole thing with the beef stand part and what he was going through, and uncovering all that piece. Yeah, but it's like you have to be curious about how things get done, I think, in order to appreciate some of the stuff that happens on that show. But yeah, a lot of haters this season, which I was disappointed in those haters.
I know, because this is the real life stuff. It's not always going to be action. You're going to have those talks of, this is how I felt when I went through XYZ.
Right.
And
people learning how to communicate with each other is only going to make everything better.
Right.
So I'm pro The Bear, and I'm excited about another season. It is TV, so the whole spoilers if you haven't seen it, too bad. Carmi's supposedly leaving The Bear, which is the restaurant, not the show, which is a point to make.
True.
So everyone, this is all like internet rumor stuff. Everyone thinks Luca's going to take over. Is that his name?
The Dutch.
The Dutch guy,
Yeah.
the Dutch dude. They think he's going to take over, but my thought is that unless I hear that Jeremy Allen White's specifically leaving, that he's going to be there at least for 3 or 4 episodes, and then we'll have an episode of whatever he's doing.
Right.
Do you know what I mean? So it's not like he's leaving the show per se, but he's, they're going to slowly, that's my guess, slowly exit him out of the restaurant for a couple episodes, then not see him for an episode or 2, and then see what he's doing for an episode.
No, because that's such a fair thing to show, I think, is what's after.
Right.
What's this type of job when you retire?
Yeah.
Not everyone in this job retires at the age of 65 or whatever
Right,
the retirement age is now.
Or maybe he just needs a break from it to come back to it.
Right. So it's just he just needs to finish whatever it is he started emotionally.
Yeah.
And then come back a different type of chef.
Right.
It could be any of that. So it's just he just needs to go on his own little journey.
Mm-hmm.
Or maybe it is he's saying it is for sure retirement, and he finds a different career. Could be any of that. So
Yeah, but it's TV. He could decide they want to do a season 5. You never know what's or season 6. Yeah. All right, so that is going to be our positive thought. 4 is watch The Bear.
emotions are good.
Yeah, emotions are good. Uncovering and dealing with your emotions is really good. Thanks for listening to Streaming Verse here on WHCM 88.3 FM, Palatine, Illinois, broadcast station of Harper College and its Board of Trustees. Don't know why I decided to throw that all in there right now. We are on Mondays and Thursdays at 7 p.m. We will be back in 2 weeks with a new episode, but there will be repeats next Thursday at 7 p.m. And up next, it is Andy with Mixtape.